It's been a season-long dunk-a-thon for rookie Blake Griffin leading up to All-Star Saturday night, which just concluded at Staples Center. Moments ago, a thrilled crowd walking out into the rain yet again here in LA on this All-Star weekend, but happy nonetheless. Welcome in, everybody. NBA TV's All-Star Weekend presented by Kia Motors. Here with Steve Smith. I'm Matt Weiner here at the AIG facility outside LA Live. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Staples Center itself. And
definitely a hop.
This was a
over
good
the
night.
Puddles of water. But it was a good night. It was a great night, man. I'm excited.
Really a fun night. You saw some of the work from Blake Griffin. We got a little prelude to the dunk contest Friday night at the rookie-sophomore game when Griffin hooked up with John Wall.
It was nice. Perfect timing. Seemed like the ball just hung in the air for a while, and Blake came out of nowhere and dunked it, and that started off the buzz. And you can see Amari. And look at Kevin McHale. He's excited as well.
Griffin, the heavy favorite in the dunk contest. Daryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder himself, serving as coach for DeMar DeRozan. Kevin Durant on hand. Shot in the three-point contest earlier. Ready to guide his pupil, Serge Ibaka, in the dunk contest. Our guy, Chris Webber.
Air Congo.
Air Congo. Serge Ibaka.
Congo.
There's C-Web. Going with
C-Web is dapper.
Who will join us later on in the show, and he was working with JaVale McGee. The ever-confident Kenny Smith serving as a coach as well, and typically tried to rig the competition by going with the prohibitive favorite.
That somehow Kenny gets the favorite.
Yeah, funny how that works. And there's the man himself. Everybody wanted to see what Blake Griffin could come up with in this sort of setting.
I mean, he didn't disappoint.
No, he would not. And in fact, generally speaking, everybody was pretty good.
Very good. I think all four guys put on an unbelievable show. And you can see right here, it starts off with DeMar DeRozan. The creativity of what these guys thought of was unbelievable.
That was pretty good off the side of the backboard. It earned him a 44. Now, Ibaka came out with the NBA Africa flags, got the crowd pumped up a little bit. He was sort of an unknown in this competition because people don't know his personality as well. And then he delivers with a free-throw-line dunk, toes on the line, underscored by the judges.
Not toes beyond the line, before the line.
Toes, tips of the toes on the line.
And guess what? He should have got a 50 on this play.
That was worth 45 according to the judges, two of whom won dunk contest by jumping off free throw lines.
Yes, and but you got to give Serge a lot of credit, man. I mean, you know, we obviously got a chance to look at this dunk. Was spectacular.
This was unbelievable.
Unreal.
JaVale McGee came out with two rims, backboard side by side. It took him a few times to pull it off, but nobody's ever seen this.
I have never seen this. This shows you how long. You know, I had a teammate we call Plastic Man, Stacey Augman, but for sure, JaVale McGee is one of the longest and unreal timing to get a chance to do that.
And we've been talking all weekend about how his best shot to win this thing was to show off that length and just how ridiculously high he gives above the rim. And this was a good example of that.
It was.
This is a perfect strategy if he was going to have a shot to win. Griffin gets in there and pulls off that.
That was unbelievable.
360 with power.
Power to strength. He started off with the Stansberry, and then you kind of combine the dunk. It's like the Stansberry plus the Dominique Wilkins with the strength and power. Beautiful dunk by Blake Griffin.
And that, according to the judges, was a 49-point dunk. So that was
49
points.
I want to know which judge gave him a 9.
We don't know who gave him the 9.
Was it Brent?
So I don't know. I don't know. So on to round 2 they go. The showstopper for DeMar DeRozan. That's what he called this one. And this
is one of my
I
favorites.
also thought was wildly underscored.
One of my favorites all night of the dunks. We saw some spectacular dunks, but this was one of my favorites. One hand, cuff, under the rim.
I shouldn't say underscored. I should say it'll be underrated because it could get forgotten ultimately.
Not by me.
As Coach Chris Webber sits in with us and joins us now.
Fan Chris Webber, too, because I'll tell you, I heard Steve over here talking actually on the dunk contest show you were on, the 60, the missed dunks or whatever. And the fact you're right, people go outside and they break their ankles and break their necks after plays like this. And tonight it was just a great show.
Now, Ibaka came back out. He brought this kid out with him, this actor who sold his toy, was trapped up by the rim. He goes up and bites it, and look at how high he gets to throw that thing down. I thought he lost some momentum because it took him twice to get it. If he pulls it off in the first try, probably a better score.
I think so, too, especially with the little kid coming out, C-Webb. This is definitely a difficult dunk to grab it with your teeth.
The kid sold it.
I mean, yeah, and to get up that high and to bring a kid in and who's a fan of the game as well. And this one, I mean, this to me, this had the potential for guys to miss a lot of dunks. Even though they missed a couple, they came through with some exciting plays.
That Ibaka dunk was a 45-pointer, so Blake needs a 46.
He
assure
dunked this with
himself a
C-Webb
spot
and
in the
that, but
finals.
what he was trying on the first dunk.
Yes.
Now, if he would have made that, I was going to come run off from this set all the way back down there and give him a high five.
You know what, Steve? You said as kids, if you take this and you're going to see it again, just look at the dunks that were missed and how you know the guys have made those before. If you'd have made, you know, those on the first one, even this one, the three-hand dunk, you know,
this is unreal.
Coordination for a big guy.
This is unreal.
With his mom, Pam McGee,
3 basketballs.
working the judges, by the way.
She did.
Oh, yeah, she had to. Well, that's what a mom's supposed to do.
Kisses for all the judges.
That's right. That's what a mom's
And then the
supposed to do.
3 basketball dunk, unprecedented.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Oh, my.
You know what's messed up, Steve? The messed up thing about JaVale is he's so tall. If he was shorter, he could still do these same dunks.
Yes.
I mean, he came from the free throw line. Our plan was for him to come from the free throw line on the second one. And Serge took that one. So
he
kind of
still
didn't
did
understand
it.
what to do. He should have still
Because
did
if
it.
he'd have went further, he could have went
I
further.
should have. I needed you down there.
McGee made his way to the finals. Dunk number 1 in the finals. You see the Blake Griffin dunk. He kind of went with a modified Vince Carter.
This one right here, though.
That was
Go
crazy.
home and look at Kenny Walker, kids. Go home and look at Kenny Skywalker. And look at this dunk. He had to move his head because he was going to hit his head on the rubber up under the backboard. This is one of my favorite dunks.
I thought this was really impressive. You see him dunk the head as he backhanded home.
I mean, like C-Webb said, I mean, he's moving his head. First he's going to miss it. Then he moves it to the side so he one catches it. And unreal to have that much left. He could have went another 1/10 of a second and still done.
Absolutely. Yeah. At that point, a Broadway show broke out, or a revival meeting of some sort at Staples Center. Kenny Smith took to the microphone, went into full-on preacher mode, brought a choir out with him.
Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston.
And a car.
And a car.
There's the choir.
And they're singing I Believe I Can Fly.
Yep.
And they said, open the door. And there he goes. He opens the door and throws the oop.
That's from Baron Davis sitting in the car through the sunroof. And Blake Griffin just jumped over a car. And Kenny's selling it hard.
Oh, you know Kenny's selling. Kenny's been selling it all week, all his life.
Yeah. And you know what else he's selling? He's selling trying to get a piece of that pot that Blake won right now. He's trying to get some of that money, and Kenny didn't do anything but be Flavor Flav on the microphone.
Another good view of what Griffin was able to do jumping over jumping over a car is hard enough.
I'll give you a little insight. You know what he said after the dunk? He was like, man, I could have did a little more with that. And I'm thinking, man, you just
what else?
What else could he have done?
He's like, I could have windmilled it or something. I'm like, nah, please, you got to play the rest of the season.
Wow.
Yeah, you talk about Clipper management ownership saying, hey, that's enough. Hopefully lands right.
Holding their breath.
Yes, indeed.
As this was happening.
This is nice.
And then your guy McGee comes out, and I felt like he could have done more.
Yeah, you know, at the end of this, John Wall and I we wanted John Wall to go in the stands behind the backboard, throw it over the backboard, and let him catch it in windmill. He didn't feel comfortable doing it. He wanted to show how high he could jump on him. He's actually looking down into the rim. But
I think that gets lost with the voters.
It's all about showmanship and that.
Yeah.
You know, he's happy that he did it, but we definitely John Wall's a little upset because he wanted to throw that oop and be part of his big man trying to win it.
I felt like going in, he had to have had to be some sort of tangible proof of how high he could get, and you really, unless you look really close, you can't tell.
You know what? We did a practice dunk, Steve, and he dunked 11.9. And the record is 12 feet. And he wasn't confident he could get 12 feet. And if you miss 12 feet the first 2 times, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get it.
We didn't know whether to pull that out, and maybe that would have did it. But, I mean, these guys are creative. I tell you, I was scared of this dunk contest because I didn't think it was going to be possible for these guys to do it. Now, I'm scared of what we're going to see in the future because guys are taking the dunks of everybody that's been so great. David Thompson, Chocolate Thunder, all these guys. And now, I mean, I'm down there with Dr. Duncan, and he's like, man, I can't believe what these guys are doing. You know?
You can see their expressions.
Fans voted, and no surprise, Blake Griffin is your 2011 Sprite Slam Dunk Contest champion. Afterward, our guy, 3D, Dennis Scott, caught up with the champ.
All right, Blake. First of all, congratulations. We talked about this in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. You lived up to all the hype. How much fun was it?
It was a lot of fun. it was cool. These guys put on a show, and unfortunately I didn't get to do some of the dunks I wanted because these guys are just as creative. So, it was cool, though. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I came away with the heart.
Any nervous energy knowing seeing Dominique Wilkins, Dr. J, all these great dunkers judging you tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all those guys are great dunkers, so to see them, being the judges, and it was a little daunting at times.
One last thing, with so much going on this weekend, where are you getting all this energy to show up for everything?
I don't know. I might pass out as soon as I leave here, so I think it's just the adrenaline, man, the excitement of All-Star Weekend.
Stay healthy and have fun.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
So Griffin keeps up the LA dunk contest lineage, becomes the second Clipper to win it. Our own Brent Barry back in 1996. Kobe was the winner in 97, and now Blake Griffin here in 2011. So I'll go to you first, C-Webb. Did this play out roughly the way you thought it might, this contest?
It went a little better than I thought it would because, it had the potential to have big blowouts. It had the potential to have Blake win by 20 or the fact that JaVale was leading going into the second round, was a big thing. So I think it added some drama, and it was exciting. I mean, the crowd was into it, all the stunts. I mean, I really had fun. I think it was creative and fun, which is what the league needed.
I totally agree, man. When you look at all 4 contestants, really had a legitimate chance to win. I thought DeRozan
every one of them was good. Every one of them was good.
I thought Serge,
Ibaka's first dunk was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's going to get lost to history, but that was phenomenal.
From the free throw line, that's not that many people can do that. And then you talk about what JaVale McGee did, dunking 2 basketballs on 2 rims, and then 3 basketballs. Next is 4. What else?
And what's crazy? I can honestly say, as many dunks as we've seen, I've never seen that before.
Never.
2 backboards, and that's what I mean. We've saw some things today we've never seen, and in basketball, that doesn't happen often.
Not just one or two. You saw like 3 kind of unprecedented dunks.
Yeah, 3, 4, including DeRozan's cuff dunk that everybody
Look at where he takes off here.
Yeah, this is.
And the beat, remember your boy Matt Steger. He's the tallest guy I ever seen to dunk from the free throw line, about 6'8", 6'9".
Matt Steger was a teammate of mine at Michigan State.
I remember Matt Steger. I met Matt Steger.
And so to see big guys jump from the free throw line, you don't see it often. I maybe
Look
see
at
it once, That's like, I remember that when I used to do that.
Yeah. Well, this was the most anticipated dunk contest in a long time, perhaps since Vince Carter.
Yeah. Yes.
Way back when, and it lived up to the hype. And if memory serves, this was a better overall contest.
Yeah, I think overall, there was some unbelievable dunks. And Vince Carter just showed us some different dunks.
Yeah, I mean,
these right here, if I'm Vince Carter, I can still say, hey, these dunks, I'm probably still going to win the dunk contest today. And that just shows you how far advanced and how high half amazing, half man can jump.
Pretty phenomenal. All right, Blake Griffin, does he return next year to defend his title?
He has to. I mean, I think that's what All-Star about. I mean, I think more superstars, even veterans, the guys got to come out. LeBron James, I think you got to come out. This is what the fans want to see.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
LeBron's coming out. I'm going to say it right now. It's not going to happen.
I'm a fan.
You know why?
Because I want him to come out.
Every year he teases this and says, I'd really like to do the dunk contest. We never see it.
That's all right. I think he's coming out.
It's not going to happen.
We'll remember this next year. He's coming out in Orlando.
It's not happening.
You know who may come out in Orlando I want to pump up?
Dwight?
I want to start it. Dwight. He has to come out because it's his home.
His hometown.
And 2 big guys against each other. Superman against young Blake would be interesting. I mean, what kind of stunts are they going to put?
LeBron and Blake.
Oh,
and then we
he got a little edgy during the broadcast, too.
Did he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is he ready for?
Maybe a little threatened.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Oh,
okay. Chuck said he had the Griffin flu.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I couldn't hear what
Charles was needling him. And
he had the Griffin flu.
Oh, wow.
He's probably already thinking ahead to Orlando in 2012. All right, more to come here on NBA TV All-Star Weekend presented by Kia Motors. We'll check the three-point contest when we come back. Launching from Staples Center Saturday night.